78 Sports TV here. Salute to the Patreon family. Much love to everybody that's here, been here, and welcome to all of the newcomers. Please spread the word about the Patreon. Anyone with a Patreon request, you can email me at ask78sportstv at yahoo.com. That's ASK78sportstv at yahoo.com. Don't be afraid to hit the Cash App. $78 Sports. Check it out, man. I don't know, man. Depending on how this video go, I might put this on YouTube as well, just as like promo for my Patreon. Cause this story right here is gonna be like a throwback, tales of a hustler type of situation, right? And I was wondering if I should even tell this story, but eh, it don't matter, man. At this point, bro, listen, I'm grown. I got grandkids. Y'all know more about me than y'all should. I know more about y'all than I should. We family on Patreon. You feel me? So who cares, bro? I'm finna just tell the story. I just don't believe in lying, or I don't feel like nobody better than me. But I gotta conceal information, right? So let's just get with it. Now, this story goes back over 20-some years ago. You know what I'm saying? I think about over 20-some years ago. I think it's in the early 2000s, right? So this when your boy was looking like this here, man. This one 78 was looking like this. I was a youngster. You know what I'm saying? I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of money. Whoo! Boy, did I have some money back in them days. You dig? I was caught myself rapping, you know what I'm saying? Black Caesar, you know what I'm saying? Caught myself rapping, popping Cristal bottles and stuff. That's when Cristal was in, and you know what I mean? Woo woo, right? And that's what we was doing at that time. Now, I ended up, y'all know me. I was a man of leisure, so I used to manage women off and on and stuff like that, depending on what the money situation was like. You know what I mean? So I was managing women at the time, around this time, and there was a situation where it was a woman who, Latino woman, who she was a known renegade, meaning she didn't have no pimp, right? She didn't want one. She had her own bad experiences with him, and she didn't want one. So every P that I knew was popping at her. You know what I'm saying? Shooting at her, trying to get with her. She wasn't going. She turning down everybody. You know what I'm saying? And she was a renegade, and she was recruiting. She was recruiting other chicks to be renegades. So she was actually forming herself to be a madam, right? So she had got set up to where she set up her own little spot on the south side, and she had like 3 or 4 girls with her, and a lot of women willingly went with her because they felt like uh, they could more relate to her versus dealing with a man trying to manage them and stuff like that, right? So she was getting to it. Now, a lot of ninjas ain't gonna talk about this. They're gonna act like remember her. Of course, you don't want to remember her because it's like blasphemy. It's blasphemy for a woman to be a P, right? However, I'm gonna give you some real game. So now, she had about, I think, 4 that I knew of. She had like 4 chicks, right? So they all living in this spot on the south side, and they all get to the money. There ain't no P touching not $1, right? So they setting bad examples out here for the rest of the 3 or 4, right? So she tells me, well, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so I see her at the strip club. Okay, it's a strip club back in the day in Milwaukee called the Cheetah Club. Now this is what it looked like now, all boarded up and dusty and busted and disgusted, right? But unless they open it back up, I don't know. I ain't been to the Cheetah Club in years, but I know they close it down and reopen it every once in a while. But this is how it used to look, Cheetah Club, right? Now, This was my spot. I mean, you might, yeah, girls, they might have some stab wounds, some bullet wounds, and stuff like that, and C-section scars. But listen here, man, Cheetah Club, man, they was getting to it. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Cheetah Club and put $10 on the floor, and the girl gonna stay underneath the table and fix that for you, if you know what I'm saying, right? So, um, it was a cool spot, right? Just hood. It was super hood, but a cool spot, right? You just had to watch your back coming up out of there. You had to be real careful. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff can happen coming up out of there. But anyway, so I'm at the Cheetah Club, and I see her up in there with some of her broads, and now I know who she is, but I had never tried to mac on her before. So I see her. You know what I'm saying? I'm purposely ignoring her because every other nigga in the club is spitting at her. Boom, 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 boom. I'm purposely ignoring her, right? So I'm taking the different approach. I'm ordering my drinks, woo woo. I'm chilling. She looking at me. She see the G in me, and she come over to me and come next to me, and she order a drink. She's like, "How you doing?" So I'm doing good. How you doing? Whatever. So she was like, "I'm chilling," and she was like, "Who you here with?" So I said, "I'm trying by myself. I'm in here looking. I'm looking for some future prospects. You know what I'm saying I'm in high pursuit of a new prostitute, dig?" And she said, "Oh, that's what you want." Woo, woo. So we get to laughing, cracking jokes on each other, and shit like that, right? So then she says, "Oh man, you seem pretty cool. You know, you different. You ain't like you ain't from Milwaukee, is you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm from Milwaukee." She's like, "Nah, you can't be from Milwaukee. You don't act like these dudes." I said, "No, I'm from Milwaukee. I just was raised in other places. Like my father was in the military, so I was in California for a large portion of my life. I was in Germany. I was in New York. Right?" She's like, "Okay, that makes sense. That's okay. You got a different vibe to you. Woo woo." So we get to talking now. Mind you, I know who she is. She don't know who I am. So I know. So I'm working her, right? So long story short, let me skip past all the BS. I end up telling her, "Hey, let's go. Why don't y'all come kick it with me? You know what I'm saying? Your homegirls." I'm playing dumb, like I don't know she a P, right? What she trying to pee? So I say, "Why don't you and your homegirls come out to eat with me? Take out." She's like, "You gonna take us to eat?" I said, "Yeah, come on. Let's go. Let's ride." And there goes the evil laugh. You dig? She got in. She got in the car, right? She got in the car, you know, and it's her, and I think it's three of her. I think it's three of her girls at the time. The other girl she had wasn't there, but she had three of her girls at the time with her. So they all in the back seat, and she in the passenger seat. And we talking, and I'm spitting at them and stuff like that. And I'm trying to tell her why management in her life would be best for her. You know what I mean? While at the same time, I'm trying not to let her know that I know so much about her. So I'm finessing it, right? I'm like, yeah, because I know every ninja out here want her, but because she got a particular skill set. She ain't the finest chick in the world. She got a nice behind and her mouthpiece, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? The head game is diabolical, according to the tricks. The tricks say this woman was Corinne Steffens' superhead, if you know what I'm saying. Diabolical, right? So that's the rumor. I didn't know at the time because I had never, dealt with her. But I take her to the little spot, right? El Greco's. El Greco's family restaurant. Now, this is my spot, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is my spot. This is if in Milwaukee, this is my spot, okay? Especially back in those days. I ain't been there in a couple years, but back in the day, this was my spot. It was open 24 hours. You can leave the club, go right there and get you some breakfast, man. They used to have these slabs. You get a stack of pancakes. Uh, uh, you 3 in the morning. You get a stack of pancakes with some syrup, some bacon, sausages, and eggs and whatnot. Or you can get them in the sandwiches. Is crazy. The sandwiches was crazy. The breakfast sandwiches, the burgers, everything was crazy. And they used to have these crazy porterhouse steaks. They give you porterhouse steak with some potatoes, whatever. Forget it. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, I get telling stories. I get talking too much, but you feel what I'm saying. This was my spot, so I take them up there. Right? I'm like, yeah, good. Y'all go ahead and get what y'all want, whatever. So, everybody order. They get their stuff. Right? We sitting there, and I noticed she started looking uncomfortable. Right? Baby. Now, mind you, her name. I'm gonna call her Butter Pecan Rican. Right? I'm gonna call her Butter Pecan Rican. Matter of fact, let me put a picture up here. You see the Playboy bunny, don't you? You see the Playboy bunny on my arm, and you see it on her back, right? Just so we clear. Now, Butter Pecan Rican. She now I call her Butter Pecan Rican, but we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. Now, we in the restaurant, and I start seeing her looking uncomfortable, and like she's sweating. I'm like, hey, you all right? You ain't take no pills or nothing, did you? You know what's going on? She's like, no. She's like, man, listen, I gotta talk to you about something. I said, what's up? She said, I don't want to talk in front of my girls. I said, all right, let's go, whatever. So we get up and we go over by this thing. They got this like by the entrance in El Greco's. As soon as you walk in, it's like this bakery. Not like a bakery display, I should say, a bakery display, right? Where they got all the pastries and stuff. So anyway, we go over there. She's like, hey, it's a guy over there. He's a cop. And she said, he's been following me for weeks. I said, what you mean he's been following me for weeks? What the hell are you talking about? She's like, I said, who? So she's like, don't look, don't look. So she describing the dude to me. She said the dude named Cates. She said, don't look at him, right? She said, but he been following me. Even when he off duty, he be following me. And she said, the dude basically be getting freebies. He'll pull up on her when she on the blade, right, with her bras or whatever. He'll pull up on her and act like he arresting them or detaining them, and then he would like get freebies. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, have all of them on their knees, type of time, and just humiliating them, type of stuff, right? And he had been doing that for like a couple of weeks. So I'm like, what the hell? I said, and he here now? She's like, yeah, he here now. And it's like, so that means he been following. She's like, I don't believe that's no coincidence. He had been following us at the strip club. So I'm like, oh my God, what did I just walk into, man? This chick got police beef. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, bro. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So she tell me, that she needs some pee for protection, right? And I said, well, okay. So I'm the first one she chose up on. Every other dude wanted her. Couldn't nobody get her. But now she choosing me. I said, well, listen, baby. I'm just going to be real with you. You got police beef. The fee finna be ridiculous. Before I got done talking, she reached into her purse and pulled out 11 grand. 11. And gave it to me. He said, we'll talk about the rest later. Shit, nigga, I ain't had nothing else to say. I said, good, cool. So we go back and sit down. I said, don't even worry about it. Now, my whole mission is I got to get this 11 grand back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? That's my mission. I got to get this 11 G's back to the crib because she been getting to the money. And she finna be a hellified asset to me, right? So now, after we eat our food, I'm trying to calm her down. Just like, ignore that. Don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But I did peek over. Like I was going to the bathroom. I seen a dude, black dude too, a black cop, like an old little creepy dude, right? So I said, okay, I see who he is, whatever. So we sitting there, we eat our food and stuff like that. I calm her down. I set her back to dude so she won't be having to look at him. And then we get up and we finna leave. So we pay the bill, whatnot, and as we leaving, and I'm telling them, hey, listen, when we get hop in the car real quick, we're gonna mash out, right? So we hop in the car, and I see dude, he want to leave so bad, but luckily the waitress, whoever was supposed to like do his bill, they wasn't back yet. So had he left, he would have been dining and dashing on camera. So he couldn't follow. So boom, we up out of there. So me and her kicking it, and I told her to stay off the blade. You know what I'm saying? Stay off the blade. I got something different for you. I'm gonna put you up in these. This is all. Let me say this, okay? Let me put a disclaimer up here because I'm talking a lot. I'm talking a whole lot right now. Disclaimer: this channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All content provided on this channel is meant for educational purposes only, right? And entertainment. You dig? So, just so we clear, right? I'm talking. Nigga get to talking, boy, don't he? Nigga get to talking, don't he? But anyway, um, we mash out, and me and her we was kicking it after that, right? Me, her, and the little bras, right? So she ended up giving me another 4,000 on top of that, right? That 11 she gave me, which is the biggest altogether. That chick paid me the biggest initial fee ever. You know what I'm saying? That I ever had, me personally. You know what I mean? Up front. So we get to kicking it. We doing our thing. We making money. I said, I got something different for you. I don't want you on that blade no more, right? So I start putting her in contact with high profile clientele. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say no names, just to say high profile clientele, people who y'all would know if I said their names, but that's irrelevant. At that point, I'd just be snitching. So now, so she like, dang, I didn't know, guys like this would be interested in girls like me. Yeah, just etiquette. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to, you know what I'm saying, charm school, if you will. You did. Y'all remember that shit, charm school? You know what I'm saying? You gotta teach her how to act, how to control herself. If you can't control your liquor, don't be drinking on the job. If you one of them mean drunks, don't be drinking on the job. If you need a little drink, a glass of wine to calm your nerves with the trick or something like that, cool. But just have one. Don't be asking for. Don't drink no pint of Ciroc and all this type of whatever y'all be drinking. So now, everything going good. We get into the money for a couple of months, and she's not on the blade. So now, the stalker can't find her. Or at least we thought he couldn't find her. So one day we go back to the strip club, right? The same process happens again now. Now this time, the only difference is they with me. So we walk into the strip club. Dude is already there. So he couldn't have been following her at that time because he was there before we got there. When we walk in, she tapped me and she said, "This dude is over there in the corner." I said, "All right, but don't even worry about it. That man up here, you know what I'm saying, minding his business. Leave him alone. Stop, don't even look at him." You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we chilling. So one of my other girls, Mimi, come up to me and she's like, "Hey, what's up, daddy? Woo woo." We get to talking. So I introduced Mimi to her. Now I kept Mimi and Butter Pecan Rican away from each other for a reason. Because Mimi was my bottom. And Mimi is jealous. Super duper jealous. She very territorial. And Butter Pecan Rican is a boss type of broad, right? And she wanted to be my bottom, right? So I had to keep them away from each other until I could figure out, you know what I'm saying? I had to stir up some witch's brew for a bitch, right? I had to stir up some type of spell for these hoes to get them to act right. So anyway, Mimi run up to me, "Oh, hey daddy, woo, woo, you been ignoring me, woo, woo. You ain't been hanging with me," and then so I'm like, "No, it ain't that, baby. I'm just trying to get these new girls in order." So anyway, when dude see me talking to Mimi, he was heated. The dude stood up. We're talking about the cop now. His name Cates. He stood up, started walking over. right? He started walking over. He mean mugging me, and I'm like, brother, what's your problem? I'm playing dumb. I know he a cop. I'm playing dumb. I say, brother, what's your problem? You walking up on me like that? Oh, you think you the man, don't you? You really think you the man? You got all the girls, don't you? Nigga, you ain't shit. That's the man told me that, bro. I'm like, bro, I don't even know that dude. What you? So I'm like, whatever, right? So the girls was like pushing me, get out of here, shut up, you, right? So mind you, I'm you know what I mean. I'm not walking around with security at that time. I got the bras with me. So anyway, the bouncer from the club, he know me, so he kind of acted as my security. He got dude up out of there. Dude was real drunk too. So that was like, I don't know. I'm gonna think of a time. It's not exact, but this just say he got put out like 3 hours before we even left. So when we leave, we run it back. We go to where? El Greco's. When we get to El Greco's, this Mark is in the parking lot waiting on us. Now I know he a cop, so I'm like, man, what is this dude on? You know what I'm saying? All over abroad, bro. Abroad who don't want you, and then on top of that, you graping her. You out here graping these chicks, right? So when we leave, we get in my car, start driving off. This dude turned his lights on. Now he in an unmarked car, but he got the lights that flashed on. Pull us over. Now this is where the story gets real messed up, and this is why I say I don't know if I should tell the story. But they pull us over, right? And I pull over, and and he like he comes to the car. Hey, so yeah, I'm a police officer. You think I'm gonna just watch you have all them drinks? You had at least four shots of Jack Daniels, and got in the car and driving. I saw you. I'm in the same restaurant. What am I supposed to do now? I said, officer, listen, you was at the strip club. You was drinking it there. You was drinking in the restaurant, just like me. And on top of that, I know what you've been doing to these chicks. So I don't even know why is you taking penitentiary chances? What is you doing? So then he gonna say, step out the car, please. Step out the car. I said, no, I ain't stepping out the car now. So you gonna step out the car. You gonna step out the car or I'm So the dude threatened to shoot me if I didn't step out the car. So at this point, I'm tipsy and I'm like, man, you know, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. I'm just like, bro, I can't go out like this, bro. This is gonna be the wackest way ever to go out. You know what I'm saying? So the girls they tripping. I say, calm down, calm down, calm down. They trying to argue with this buster. I'm like, just calm down, calm down. So I get out the car, got my hands up, right? So the dude, I said, man, I said, you got body cam on or something. I think I said something about what I asked him. I asked him something about no, I told the girl to record. I said, hey, record this because I had this handheld camcorder. I used to keep it all the time so I can record the girls dancing and stuff like that, in the strip club and all that kind of stuff. So I said, record this. And he was like, oh, you better not put it down. If I see anything that even looks like a gun, I'm shooting. That's what he tell the girl. So this Mark tell me to put my hands on the car. Put my hands on the car. He tell me to spread my leg. I spread my legs. This Mark get up on me, bro, in the most zestiest way ever, and start patting me down. So I said, I jerked. I said, bro, what the hell? Like, cause the way he got up on me, like I felt him up on me, right? So I'm like, yo. So I moved, and then that's when he pulled his weapon out, and then the dude put me in handcuffs. Oh, you trying to resist? You trying to resist? I'll take you down right now. I'll take you down right now. I got a key. I got half a key in my trunk right now. I'll put it in your car right now, and your ass will never see the sun again. I'll put the whole half a key in your truck right now. So now I'm scared. Now I'm like, man, oh my God. This dude is diabolical. The man just said he finna put a half a key in my trunk and say it's mine. So I'm like, all right, man. Oh my goodness. But the only thing saved me from crashing out is I'm a little tipsy. And when I get drunk, I get calm. Some people it's the reverse. Some people get wild when they get drunk. But me, when I get drunk, I get calm. So I'm like, okay, let me calm down. So I'm chilling. So the dude, now mind you, at this point I'm in handcuffs. And he had to use two pairs of handcuffs. Because I don't know, my arms, I don't know, whatever. So he had to use two pair of handcuffs. So my hands are behind my back. This dude starts frisking me. The man literally grabbed my joint, bro. He grabbed my man part. What's this? What's this? I said, bro, what you mean what that is? You know what that is. That's my joint, right? I'm editing it for YouTube, right? So he like, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. I said, bro, put your hand off of me, bro. What are you doing? So I jerk again. I snatched away from him again. So he slammed my head against the car, right? You want to resist? You want to resist? That's another charge, resisting arrest. No, you won't let me search you. So then the dude get to pat my legs and go back up, grab my joint again. What's this? I said, bro, what kind of weird ass shit is you on, bro? Get off of me, dude. So, bro, I'm telling you. What's this? What's this? So I jerk again. He slammed my head into the car window again. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Busted my lip. And the girl, she said, baby girl, Butter Peak Rican, she told him, she said, I'm reporting you. Enough is enough. I'm going in tomorrow and I'm reporting you. Everything you did, I got proof. I know what you did. Everything you was doing to me, doing to us, I'm reporting you. Enough is enough. He got up off me at that point. He took me out of handcuffs and he was like, you can't report nobody. You a 304. I'm editing it for YouTube. You a 304, and he ain't nothing but a dirty pimp. And you can't say nothing. Try me. You think the law gonna side with y'all over me? That's what he said. Now, that's what the man said. Now, so he took me out of handcuffs, let me go, right? And I'm heated. I'm heated like friction. You dig? I'm so mad. I'm sitting here. I'm thinking about how can I, because I'm a street dude. So at the same, I feel like I got violated. Like this dude put his hands on me on some weird type of time. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're the police, bro. This is ridiculous. So I'm like, okay, you already didn't mess with the women. Now you out here trying to mess with dudes. So what I did was I had the ladies go down there, file a report. Every last one of them. Go down there, file a report. I didn't file no report only because I couldn't. Because at the time I was in the streets and I had to abide by a certain code that's stupid now that I'm a grown man. It's stupid and dumb. Because in the streets, I was supposed to deal with that myself and not tell the police. However, I definitely had the ladies go up there and file a report. So now, this is where it get tricky. Let me show y'all who this Mark is. Because he ended up getting caught up. Because he did some foul stuff to this chick. This other chick who had nothing to do with us. Let me see here. Let me share my screen. All right, let me see here. Take this off here. All right, here we go. Now check this out.
Calls tonight for Milwaukee's police chief and district attorney to resign. The calls follow the federal indictment of a former cop accused of sexually assaulting a woman while on the job. 12 News' Brendan Conway is live outside the federal courthouse with the story new at 10.
And Kathy, this federal indictment against that former police officer was filed late this afternoon, but there is already a firestorm brewing with a prominent attorney calling for both the police chief and the district attorney to resign. former Milwaukee police officer Ladmerald Cates is accused of sexually assaulting a woman last July. At the time, Cates was working out of District 3. Investigators say he responded to a 911 call about a fight outside the woman's home, but instead of helping her, he assaulted her. Well-known and outspoken attorney Robin Shello is representing the victim. She praised the U.S. Attorney's Office for filing charges after the district attorney declined. And during a phone interview, she had harsh words for Police Chief Ed Flynn, District Attorney John Chisholm, and Deputy DA Kent Lovern. She is calling on all three men to resign.
They have blood on their hands.
Shello says Cates had a history of sexual assault that top officials should have known about. According to police departmental records obtained by 12 News, Cates had a number of violations for numerous issues dating back to 2001.
Both the district.
Yeah, exactly. And they did nothing about this creep. They ignored all the complaints until he messed up and did what he did to that other lady.
Attorney's Office and the Milwaukee Police Department have admitted they knew of prior accusations. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
No one answered the door at Cates' home on the north side. He was fired from the police department last year in the wake of this case. Shello says even in that process, officials could have been more decisive.
He was fired for lying and loafing on duty, hardly a synonym for aggravated rape.
DA John Chisholm and Deputy District Attorney Kent Lovern declined to comment on Shello's accusations. A Milwaukee Police Department spokesperson released a statement saying, quote, "The first time then Officer Cates came before Chief Flynn for a fireable offense, he was fired. If he is found guilty, that 43-year-old Cates could spend life behind bars." Live.
Yeah, but anyway, let me stop that off there. Right. So yeah, that's what happened, man, in that situation. So that's my latest edition of Tales of a Hustler from back in the day. But yeah, so as promised, Puerto Rican ain't really Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? I just called it that because it's a dope name. So when I got my OnlyFans, like what? It was like 2020. I think I launched my OnlyFans in like 2020, right? Me and her had already been cool, had a relationship going back, 6-7 years or something. So, or longer, you know. I'm sorry, I'm sleepy. So me and her had already had a relationship for a long time. But when I launched my OnlyFans, I said, okay, I gotta have names for these girls. You know what I'm saying? Catchy little names. So I had, one of the girls, I call her Lady Stark from Game of Thrones, and Butter Pecan Rican. That's old school 90s Wu-Tang joint, right? Butter Pecan type of situation. But I call her Butter Pecan Rican because it's a catchy name, but she's actually from El Salvador. Her people actually come from El Salvador. And so I said, I'm going to call her Butter Pecan Rican because ain't nothing catchy about El Salvador. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so we did that, and I named other girls different things and like that, whatever. But we had a good time. We got to the money, you know what I'm saying? OnlyFans was a beautiful situation for me, and it's still a beautiful situation for a lot of people. But unfortunately, OnlyFans didn't kick me out of there. Yeah, they kicked me out of there. They kept harassing me, asking me the same questions over and over again. Didn't want to see me make no money. You know what I'm saying? If the money going to a woman in a woman's account, they cool with that. If the money going to a man, they gonna swear you up to no good. You know what I'm saying? Somehow you forcing people to do stuff they ain't want to do. It's just nasty, diabolical work. But anyway, yeah, I want to just share that story with y'all, man. But sign to the Patreon. It's right there, patreon.com/70 Sports TV. So, if I do decide to put this on YouTube, that's where y'all need to come to hear more stories like this. It's on Patreon, because I won't be telling stories like this on YouTube. On this channel, won't be happening. No siree. But definitely on Patreon for sure. 70 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash that like button. Share the video. All that good stuff, man. We up out of here. Deuces.